Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Tech Tuesdays. I'm Ben from Audiologic.
And I'm Reece from Yamaha Unified Communications.
Today we're at Yamaha's UK headquarters in Milton Keynes and we're going to take a look at the ADECIA range of products and some of the features and benefits of the system. So, should we start with the microphones?
Definitely. So with the microphones we have two different options in an ADECIA setup or an RM product set. So one of those is the RMCG, which is the ceiling microphone, and the other is the RMTT, which is this microphone here. Now these are both Dante devices, so it does mean they could be part of a wider, more flexible setup if you want to, but it also means that obviously they can work together on the singular ADECIA setup that we'll talk about in a bit more detail later. Now, they only need the Cat5 cable to them because they are PoE products as well, so you don't need to worry about running any external power or anything like that. In terms of the differences on pickup, the ceiling microphone will look after an area about 50 meters squared, and basically it's got 64 capsules within it, and they create 4 beam-forming dynamic arrays. So what this means is that as you change the use of an environment or you move things around, you don't need to worry about reprogramming or changing any kind of presets or anything like that. It will just automatically make sure that it's picking up whoever's speaking within the space wherever they are. In terms of the actual tabletop microphone, it's got 4 fixed capsules in it. It's automatically tracking out of the box. However, if you want to set that to fixed polar patterns, you can do that and you have multiple options through the web user interface as well. Now, the actual microphones are quite clever in the fact that the DSP is built into the mics as well. So they'll handle things like acoustic echo cancellation, de-reverberation, noise reduction, etc. And what that does is takes a load off of the actual digital signal processor at the middle of the system. And on the point of DSP and processing, it's probably worth us having a look at the core processor that we've got sat here, which is also part of the system.
Yeah, indeed, the RMCR that I've got sat here. So, the RMCR is a fixed architecture DSP, which means it's incredibly easy to program. We've got an abundance of I/O on there to make it flexible depending on your requirements, room size and additional peripherals you're going to have on the system. Being fixed architecture, obviously setup is much quicker, and we've also got things like a wizard functionality on there, which is going to walk you through step by step in how to program your system, making it dead easy to commission. In terms of physical I/O, if we look at the back of the unit, we've got a couple of auxiliary inputs and outputs. We've got a USB connection, which is going to be our main interface with the PC for video conferencing with a software codec. You can see we've also got 3 network connections on the back. Primarily, we've got our Dante and PoE connection. It's worth noting that this DSP is actually powered over the network, so we can do a single network cable deployment if we'd like to. Then we've also got 2 additional network connections, and these can be used for connection to the corporate LAN or a control LAN, for example. And then something that's quite unique to this unit, as you can see here on the front, I've got a couple of XLR analog inputs, which allow me to bring in additional microphones and mix them as part of a wider system. Again, just giving us a bit more flexibility. So if I was to open the interface of the unit, as this wizard's going to walk me through, we're actually going to auto-detect the rest of the system. So the RMCR is going to automatically see every single one of the devices and get us really quickly up and running. The wizard function is going to look after all of our room correction, our microphone optimization, and even our loudspeaker tuning. In terms of system size, the processor can handle up to 2 of the ceiling array microphones, or up to 8 of the tabletop variants, or even a mix and match between the 2. So it's actually a pretty capable little unit. In terms of the interface for the unit, it's all based on a web browser, so any modern web browser you can access it on a fixed IP address. Again, meaning you're not having to download any additional software and getting you up and running even quicker. So a powerful little unit. What other products live within the range?
So within the ADECIA standalone range, so just to explain as well actually what ADECIA is, because I'm barking on about it and actually people might not understand what that means. ADECIA basically refers to the original setup that we had when it came to UC for this product set for input all the way through to output. So to enable us to achieve that, we've incorporated a couple of our CIS range of products, so commercial installation range. The first of those is actually a VXL column speaker, we call it. So it's a line array setup. It's 16 1.5-inch drivers, which actually makes it one of the thinnest column speakers on the market. But basically this is once again PoE powered as well, so it's just one Cat5 cable. You don't need to worry about running amplification or running extra cabling or anything like that at all. Now these, because they're set up in a line array type setup, means that basically the throw that you get is brilliant, and it can look after anything from a boardroom to an educational space. We've even had them, to be honest, in larger kind of auditoria before, and they've looked after it absolutely fine as well. So you have those column speakers which make up a part of it, and then finally you also have what we have here, which is the SWR2311P10G, which rolls off the tongue. So basically this is a network switch. Now this provides all the power to the system, so it provides the power to, if you have these microphones, ceiling microphones, core processors, speakers, etc., it provides the power to absolutely everything. But this is also a managed switch, so it's nice and easy to obviously just drop into the system and it works straight away with the product set that we have here basically. Now just to cycle back very quickly to the columns as well, those do come in black or white, as do the ceiling microphone or the tabletop mic as well, so it does mean you can fit the aesthetic of whatever environment it is that you're installing into as well.
Nice, so it all makes sense as an entire family of products, super easy to deploy, obviously sounds great, and yeah, a lot less time spent on site.
That's it, to be honest, that was the idea. It was that you could deploy it really quickly, tune it to a room really quickly, and then move on to the next space. But you do have the ability to fine tune if you want to as well, so it's not a one size fits all, but it gives you a really, really good starting point. So yeah, it's a really intelligent little system, but once again, with all the products being Dante based as well, you can expand that much, you know, the world is your oyster when it comes to that, so yeah.
Nice. Probably worth noting at this point, we do also have a demo solution available of this, don't we?
We do indeed, yes. So you'll be seeing a video coming out later on as well through Audiologic again. But this video is just showing exactly what that demo system is. It's a flight case demo rig, and it's something we can kind of utilise to set up and be up and running within about half an hour or so, basically including room tuning and everything else as well. So if you have environments that you want to test the microphone out in and you want to know how it's going to behave in your space, it gives you the ability to do so. So yeah. Yeah,
we're going to be doing an against the clock setup video with that, so keep your eyes peeled. Thanks for joining me today, Reece. Thanks for having us, and thanks everyone for watching as always. Take care and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks very much. See you soon.